Good afternoon, Pokésports, and welcome to another VGC Battle Stadium Series 12 video, bringing you a Dragapult team. Now, this team is from PaulJSpear. They did get 20th place in the Liverpool regional. I know it's from a very long time ago, but we just finally got to using it. Now, Dragapult has been notoriously one of the better Pokemon that was introduced in Generation 8. Unfortunately, after they released Calyrex, it has been seeing kind of a lesser usage than before for obvious reasons. Calyrex outspeeds it, can KO it with Astral Barrage. It's never a good time in that scenario, but in this case, Paul decided to run a Will-O-Wisp Phantom Force Helping Hand Fly set. So this can either go Dynamax, or you can kind of just sit down and be like, okay, let me just click Helping Hand for my Sidemon. Now, the way that this team is built, this is also a fully supportive Thundurus as well. So the way that this team is built, it's made so that the Ogre or the Dragapult can be the Dynamax option. You kind of want to Dynamax Dragapult if you need a little bit more speed control and you want to get some airstreams going. Or you Dynamax Ogre if you're in a pretty good spot and you want to Oko something. Anyway, that's the team. All in all, it's a pretty standard Swordfish team, so there's not much to say beyond that, except for I hope to Dynamax the Dragapult today, and I hope to see it do, you know, some serious work. Like I said, Dragapult's one of my favorite Pokemon. I miss it. I'll be honest. If you asked me in the beginning of the metagame, hey, would you miss Dragapult if it disappeared? I would probably tell you no. But let's be honest, we all miss Dragapult, so it's going to be nice seeing it today in today's episode. So, if you guys are excited to see Dragapult here on the channel, go ahead, hit the like button down below, and subscribe to Pokésports if you haven't done so already. Let's get on to today's battles. Okay, starting the day off against a Regice. A Regice and a Calyrex Shadow Solgaleo team. Interesting. I feel like you wouldn't want to have Calyrex Shadow and Solgaleo on the same team because they both just lose to other Calyrex Shadows. But hey, honestly, if I had Calyrex Shadow here, I'd just destroy this whole team. There's no resistances to it at all. Oh my goodness. I mean, what that does mean is that there are resistances, or that I could theoretically bring Dragapult and start clicking Max Phantasm everywhere I go, but we have to be worried about the Calyrex Shadow plus Solgaleo lead with Bulldoze and all that nonsense. So I think, how do we avoid that? Can we avoid it at all? I think it's a pretty good opportunity to go in here. Going with our Thunder is going with our Dragapult. Because we have Scary Face. And we can theoretically slow down a Calyrex if that's what it comes down to. And then we'll just decide where it goes from here. Other than that, I think Ogre is a pretty solid bring for us. I know they do have the Rilla, but they also have the potential Charizard. Ogre also hits the rest of the team for pretty neutral damage. And if they do bring Rilla, we have the Zacian in the back. So let's try this out. I mean, I'm pretty much going to use this Thundurus like a support mon, as it should be, right? It's a Calm Thundurus set with Scary Face, Air Impulse, and Taunt. So we'll see how this goes. Typically, when my pranks are Thundurus, I like to go Rain Dance, but obviously, if you have the Ogre on this team, then you don't need to Rain Dance. So Calyrex is going to be their lead. What do I do now? Because this is for sure going to be a Bulldoze situation. I have Willow here, which I think is my best click. It's the best move that I can click. Do I Scary Face first or do I Area Impulse? I think I should Scary Face first and click Willow. We gotta try to game my opponent a little bit. Okay, looks like they're Dynamaxing. If I connect with this Willow, we at least mitigate the damage that they would have been doing to us a little bit. And we have to keep in mind that this Bulldoze will not affect the Thundurus. So the Scary Face next turn, I could always Area Impulse the Calyrex Shadow the following turn so that we can kind of mitigate that damage on that side as well. All right, here's my Scary Face. Now let's hope they didn't just go for Astral Barrage here. Here's my Willow. Nice, connecting. That's what we like to see. Now here's their attack, and this is why the Scary Face is so crucial. We avoided the weakness policy this turn, right? A weakness policy just didn't exist this turn. So that's really big for us. And now here's the Bulldoze. Or Astral Barrage right away. Oh, jeez. Well, that isn't fun. That is not fun at all. Okay, now they're definitely gonna Bulldoze, right? Can I prevent this now? I guess I could T-Bolt and max, but that is honestly wild. The problem with this is that all my moves take 2 turns. I think I'm gonna Phantom Force anyway. I'm gonna Phantom Force and Eerie Impulse. If I'm not knocking it out this turn, it makes no sense by attacking it this turn. I might as well just try to mitigate it a little bit, and also just in case they do end up getting a KO on one of my mons. Okay, they just hard swap. So whatever they swap into Regice is gonna be -1. So that's our -2. So that's honestly not that bad. It's gonna be annoying dealing with that Calyrex later. Oh, Clear Body. Okay. Okay. They got me. So they were trying to protect for they were using the Clear Body to protect for the speed. But hey, if they don't break their policy, then do I care about this Solgaleo at all? I still feel like they got a pretty useless max on the field, so I mean, hey, it's pretty good for us still. Granted, like my whole team is like nearly dead, so I guess better things have happened. But I'm just gonna double into this Regice spot. Regice does typically have more special defense than physical defense, but they just got the +1 boost from the Steel Spike. If they keep doing +1 boosts, I think I'm okay with that. Because like I said, my Ogre can come in and kind of do some work here. Phantom Force still gonna do a nice solid chunk to the Regice, all things considered. Here's the max Quake to raise special defense now too. Yikes. That's gonna be into the Dragapult spot. Unfortunately, Dragapult didn't do too much, but it also didn't do nothing. Can I win with my 2 restricteds in the back on my own? Maybe. Honestly, maybe. Decent damage there. And here is Icy Wind. Okay, well, that's just knocking me out. Okay, well, here's the thing. Now I come in, I click Behemoth Blade on Regice. What does Regice do? And then I come in, I click Max Geyser or even Water Spout on the other one. I'm thinking I shouldn't wait to Dynamax. I'm thinking I should just go in and Dynamax and start dealing as much damage as I can be dealing. Because I don't have a lot of speed on this set, but I do have Modest Nature, and I'm very tanky as well. So I think taking advantage of Dynamax is my best option here. We are playing kind of with our tail between our legs. We did theoretically stall their Dynamax, but at the same time, it's not like they don't have their ways out, right? They still have the Calyrex Shadow in the back, which outspeeds both my mons. All right, which one does more? This one. Okay. Hurt you. And we hurt you. And that's exactly how we're leaving it. If they switch out a Lucky, I mean, I keep saying a Lucky because I'm so used to like a Regieleki. But if they switch out Regice, then whatever's coming in is taking a +1 Behemoth Blade. I'm pretty sure they don't want to take that. There is no safe switch into a +1 Behemoth Blade, except maybe Incineroar. That's probably your safest switch in. All right, we got a Dynamax Ogre out on the field. Yes, that is what you're seeing, a 414 HP Ogre because we're 252. Here's a Behemoth Blade now into the Regice. Do we eat it? Do we take it out? All right, good riddance. Nice. 1 Pokemon down. And their Dynamax is stalled out. Followed by the Sunsteel Strike. Okay, so they're outspeeding my Ogre, which is actually a little sad. So we are like very slow Ogre. See how much Sunsteel Strike is doing to Zacian. Thankfully not too much. It is still something though. I honestly kind of want to keep the Solgaleo on the field if it's not going to do that much damage. Perfect. Like I'd rather have 1 Pokemon that I'm not worried about. And Solgaleo is that 1 Pokemon right now. That way I can just keep focusing onto the side mons the whole time. Now if they bring in Calyrex, I double into Calyrex every single day of the week. Because right now, even if Calyrex clicks Bulldoze, it's too late for Solgaleo. Yeah, Solgaleo's done. And this is why I like having Solgaleo on the field. If the only thing it can do is a little bit of damage to Zacian, I am fine. Behemoth Blade into Cali. And then Geyser into Cali. Worst case scenario, I break a Cali Sash. They go for the Astral. Ate that up on both sides. I think Zacian still takes that. Regardless, I get my 1 hit on Calyrex, which is all I needed. There's a way I lose this, and that way is if they bring Rilla. If they bring Rilla to this game, and they did have a Rilla on their team, I could still lose. Sunsteel Strike. That could be why that they're knocking out my Zacian here. They're really trying to knock out my Zacian. But I think I actually might live. Come on, come on, come on. Yes, living at 2, baby. Living at 2. Honestly, thank goodness. Because I could really use that live. The one thing I'm concerned with is that Rilla. Because if that Rilla comes out, I only have 20 speed on this Ogre. So Rilla will probably delete me off the face of the planet. But at least it's 2v Rilla and we still got 1 turn of Dynamax left. Charizard. I don't care about Charizard. Who cares about Charizard? Geyser and Behemoth. That's a GG. I thought it was Rillaboom. They had a Rilla too, didn't they? Yeah, well, here's a Behemoth Blade. Which honestly, I don't even think we needed. But hey, damage is damage. That still does more than half the Charizard, which is hilarious. All by the Hurricane. We're AV. They gotta hope for like confusion hacks, I guess. But nah, it's just a straight Geyser. Dragapult taking a game already in today's video. And Dragapult went face to face with the Calyrex and it technically won. Can we talk about that for a second? Dragapult looked at Calyrex and was just like, you think that you can kill me. You tried, but not today. GG's Apollo. Zamazenta Groudon team. I'll be honest, I was not prepared to face this. But I do think Ogre is a definite bring for us. I mean, they could bring the Thundurus, which could be a little bit unfortunate, but I don't think it's too much of a threat. I do think Dragapult might honestly be a pretty decent Dynamax for us as well. All things considered. Like, what's stopping us from doing Dragapult Ogre? I mean, yeah, obviously maybe a Groudon lead, but we're a very slow Ogre. So let's take the risk, I guess. Do we bring the Thundurus? Nah, but I think we bring Rilla and I think we bring Zacian. Incin could be pretty lit for us too. The issue is, of course, actually, do we bring Rilla? Honestly, I think so. I think Rilla is going to be pretty decent when it comes to trying to get some speed control. Not speed control, but, you know, have priority against our team. It easily takes care of the Finny. It can easily outspeed a Ursh, unless it sucker punches, but, you know, we have that option. I want to see Dragapult, maybe Dynamax, maybe not Dynamax. We'll see how this turn 1 goes. If they lead Groudon, I think we're fine. They do lead Groudon. I'm pretty sure we underspeed, though. There's a Dauntless Shield. That goes first, like always. Sun? Sun, yes, we get Rain Up. This is big. Keep in mind, they have... What do we do? I think we Willow. I don't think we Dynamax this guy. But yeah, getting some speed would be a little bit nice for us, but at the same time, I don't know if I care. I'm pretty sure I would much rather... Will-O-Wisp, Groudon. Are they swapping here? Who do they swap to, though? Nothing can take a Geyser on their team. Like, there's absolutely nothing that wants to take a Geyser from Ogre right now. So I think we just click that button and go. Yeah, you better run. Into the Finny. Okay, so we can't Willow anymore. I guess Finny was the only Pokemon that wanted to take a Geyser. And then they're going to get Sun back up here. Don't love that. But the reason we have to Dynamax Ogre anyway is simply because they're going to end up Wide Guarding this turn, probably. Or Snarling. Or one of the two. And I have to make sure I start doing some damage here. Honestly, I don't even think Finny wants to take this that much. This should at least do about, I don't want to say exactly half, maybe a little bit above half. Yeah, unfortunately, that's not going to happen today. No Willow. Here's a Snarl. Okay, yeah, now we're definitely not going to do damage to the Finny. Here's my Geyser. It's still a little above half, even after the Snarl. So we were actually going to bring it below half if we didn't get Snarled. I do have the helping hand button. I think we should click it, and I think we should lightning. Actually, no, I think we should keep geysering. Except we'll start geysering into this one, the one that's snarling us. They don't swap. That's part of the reason why I didn't want to go for an electric move on the Finny. So I thought the swap was coming. We're now -2 Ogre. Oh, that's super unfortunate, man. But the helping hand should help us a little bit. Followed by Dazzling Gleam. Dragapult is not getting to do much this game, let me tell you. It is not getting to do too much. But there's a light at the end of the tunnel. This is still, you know, a lot of damage that we should get on this. Yeah, that's pretty respectable damage. Unfortunately, we can't helping hand this next turn. Zacian is kind of free for us, though. Rillaboom is also kind of free, but I think I want to save Rilla for when that Groudon comes back out on the field. I think while we have Zacian here, a pretty free turn would be to just knock out the Finny if we can. And keep going for the Geyser spot. Yeah, I think we go for the Finny KO. And keep going for our more powerful Geyser. I'm pretty sure even at that health, it should be enough to knock out. And if they switch in Groudon, then we get Rain right back up. This is our last turn at Dynamax. Of course, my opponent still has a bunch of other turns that they can click Dynamax. We're already down to Pokemon, so it's not looking too great for us. But hopefully with the Rilla and with the Zacian Behemoth Blade, we can maybe make a comeback. I mean, this feels like a pretty solid turn for us. This next turn that's about to happen. It looks like they're switching their Mons up, which, hey, I understand. Like I said, nothing really wants to take a Behemoth Blade except for an Incin. And would you look at that? We have ourselves an Incin. The good news here is I get to switch my Ogre out now. I get to switch out my Ogre, get these -2 drops, you know, stat drops away from me, which is really nice. And also I get rid of this Wide Guard user, if that's what they want to go for. Now -3 drops. So annoying, man. Part of me really did want to go into their Zamazenta, but I still think this is enough. I really hope it's enough. Come on. Oh my goodness. That Pokemon's gonna live forever, huh? Okay. I mean, honestly, I think I Sacred the Incin. And Hard Swap Rilla. I think that's fine. I don't think I'll be punished too much. The Incin's the only real threat on the field. And I think Incin's going for the fake out anyway, so it's kind of like a non-threat turn. And just in case it doesn't, then I want to take a Sacred Sword to the face. They click Wide Guard. Okay, so they do have the Wide Guard, so that's good information to have. And they don't click fake out, so here's a Sacred Sword. That's a lot of damage onto Incin. They probably go for the Parting Shot if I had to guess. Yeah. Into the I'm switching that out next turn. That's fine. Okay, so like we're -2 with Zacian now. It's almost entirely pointless to still keep it on the field. Now they go in with Groudon, right? Back to Finny. I disagree with that. I don't think Finny does anything here. Like, I honestly don't think Finny does absolutely anything. I'm gonna Sacred into the Zamazenta now and just glide the Finny. Even at negative, yeah, okay, fine, switch. Back in Incin? Probably. That's why we Sacred Sworded you. Okay, we got rid of their Incin, so we could stop this whole nonsense. All right, goodbye Incin. Maybe goodbye Finny. It depends. Also, I just realized I went for the Glide. I mean, I don't really have another option. It's either Glide or High Horsepower, so that's still the most damage. Hydro Pump. Not today. And Rain is going to stop, okay. The Zacian definitely has to leave, I think. Keep in mind, they still haven't clicked Dynamax either, so that is a little concerning. Honestly, I don't know if I can have Zacian leave though. Because if I bring in my Ogre right now, Ogre's going to take a big hit. And I don't think Ogre really wants to take that, to be honest. So I think here I'm just going to Behemoth. And I'm going to glide the big guy. I'm going to try to get rid of all the side mons. Obviously, the Groudon's going to be the Dynamax option for my opponent. I just have to stress a little bit. So let's just try and see if we can somehow avoid this Groudon doing a lot of damage to my team and setting up Quakes. I mean, typically, if you have the late game Dynamax, the game is a little bit easier for you. I'm starting to get that feeling right now. But at least we get the Behemoth Blade off. I'm going to try to kill all the side mons I can. That's all I can do here with my Zacian. I'm -3. I'm not doing any damage to that Groudon no matter how hard I try. I mean, I might do like a quarter maybe. But that's it. They flare. Okay. Flaring into Rilla. So they were expecting the swap into Ogre there. Thankfully, they didn't get it. I now am stuck with my Zacian being no HP. And now they can still wide guard us. And I can't do anything about it. That wide guard is going to get annoying too. I have to stop the wide guard before I can even click a move. Oh, it's so unfortunate, man. Because the thing is, like, even if I attack the Zamazenta here, the wide guard still happens. There's nothing I could do to avoid this wide guard. And even if we knock it out, the wide guard still happens. So I have to go for the Ice Beam on the Groudon. I could always freeze. I guess that's a, you know, light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah, there's the wide guard. Okay, well, at least Sacred Sword should be enough to knock you out. We brought them down to a 1-0. That's all I could really say. Like, we have to take our wins and our losses where we can get them. At the very least, we brought them down to a 1-0, but I just don't see how this Groudon is gonna... Yeah, goodbye, Zacian. Big yikes. Hey, man, Ice Beam freeze, question mark? Also, Origin Pulse crit, maybe? They do have Flare, so they might not have Lightning, which is actually pretty good news for us. No freeze. Unfortunate, but hey. That's the game. Do I still keep going for the freeze, or do I just go for the stab Origin? Hear me out, Origin doesn't KO. Especially not after they set the sun up this turn, so we're gonna keep going for a freeze. Okay, no, they're not setting the sun up this turn. They just keep going for Quakes. Listen, we need the freeze. That's it. After 3 Quakes, or I guess 2 Quakes, there's no way we're carrying with Origin Pulse. Oh, we can't get a freeze. Misty Terrain. Oh, Misty Terrain. Hold on, they can miss. Granted, we don't have that much HP. I just realized the Misty Terrain was up the whole time. And not that it matters, though, right? It doesn't matter still. Precipice Blades. They do miss. Come on, Ice Beam. Come on, Ice Beam. They can miss again. Do they miss again? Honestly, I feel like that last Origin Pulse could have won the game. No, they don't miss this time. GG's nonetheless. That last Origin Pulse, single targeted, might have done it, to be honest. I think I should have clicked the Origin Pulse when they finished Dynamaxing, but hey. GG's nonetheless. It was a good battle. Kyogre Yveltal is not a pair that you see too often, or at least not that I see too often. So that's interesting to me. I mean, Dragapult obviously doesn't like Yveltal. Not a big fan, but it's also not the end of the world here. The Thundurus could be a big bring for us. So could the Rillaboom. So could our Zacian. They do have Intimidate on their side of the field. You have to be a little bit cautious about that. But I am not opposed to just bringing Zacian in the lead here. What about a Zacian Dragapult lead? We can get a lot of momentum there with speed. We bring the Rilla in the back. And it's either we bring Incin or Ogre. I think Ogre is better. Like, obviously, we have to worry about Kartana. But Zacian should be able to deal with the Kartana. And I don't think Kartana comes unless they can, you know, it's definitely not a lead for them. I really don't think Kartana's lead for them. And if it is, then we target it down. Like, that Kartana is the only thing that's stopping our Ogre from completely sweeping the game. But hey, this might actually be a Dynamax Yveltal Raichu lead. Okay, so this is definitely like a fake out lead turn 1, or it could be a Volt Switch out into their Yveltal. Both of which are not very ideal for us. I'll be honest. Do we double protect? I think I definitely protect Zacian. Then Dynamax Phantasm into Raichu. That'll lower the defense on Yveltal, make Yveltal a little bit easier to KO later with the Zacian. So I think this is like a pretty good combination here. It's pretty much is exactly what a Calyrex Shadow Zacian lead would be. Is Dynamax and Calyrex Shadow just to get the lower defense on their side of the field. Now we have Sash intact, so I'm not too worried about this Yveltal. I will be at least able to get 2 hits off. Unless it decides to Airstream here. No, it's just gonna sit on the field. Okay. Interesting. Fake out into the Zacian spot, not today. Here's my Max Phantasm now. Should bring the Raichu down to Sash. And now let's see what the Yveltal decides to do. I'm actually curious that the Yveltal didn't Dynamax here. Tailwind. Okay. Still think we're fine though, right? Nuzzle, you were already faster. I can confirm you were already faster. Dark Pulse, I have a Sash. It doesn't even break me down a Sash. This is a double KO for us. I mean, I'm not glad that we're super slow. Don't get me wrong. I mean, this is still pretty not great. But the Dragapult with the +1 is pretty good. I think we might actually be able to outspeed some of their slower things in Tailwind. But yeah, this is no matter what a double KO here, so that's pretty cool. Zacian's gonna take the double KO. That's awesome. I don't know. I feel good for now. I'm sure that the second they show me their last 2, I'm gonna feel really sad. But for now, I feel pretty good. We have to at least stall this Tailwind for as long as possible, right? Because Grim, I don't care at all about that Pokemon. Is it just Grim Ogre? If it's Grim Ogre, it's Dynamaxing Ogre. Yeah, so no Kartana. So that means what do they have for my Ogre? Doesn't seem like much, to be honest. I don't know if I want to preserve my Zacian. I think I do. I do have Rilla in the back. I'm going to protect Zacian for now. Should I even bother getting another Airstream in here? Or should I just Max Phantasm Ogre just to get some defense drops? Because if they Dynamax Ogre, this Max Phantasm could be very big news for us later down the line when we have a Rillaboom Grassy Glide with Expert Belt coming in. Scary face. Okay, clear body, Tom. I know it's been a while, but clear body. They're not Dynamaxing things. Hello? Are you playing this on hard mode on purpose? Are they just really trying to wait it out? They must have really forgotten about clear body. Yeah, they totally they just wanted more damage through Water Spout. They really forgot about clear body. They will still knock out my Dragapult, but they have to Dynamax this next turn. They took a lot of damage that they didn't think they were gonna take. And you know what? That is incredible news for us, because there is no way that this Ogre, even if it Dynamax, is gonna live a Grassy Glide with Expert Belt at that HP. There is no way. You could try your best to stop me, Grim. You could try your best. I got the Kyogre counter button. Followed by Behemoth Blade into that Grim. That might just be a W here. Very odd my opponent didn't Dynamax. Let's see if they play this out, though. They have to Dynamax Grim at this point, right? It's like, what do you do with Ogre anymore? If this is Dynamax Grim, then that's just funny. And hey, I guess that's the surprise factor of Dragapult, right? People just forgot that its ability is Clear Body. That's why it was such a broken, annoying lead back in the day, because you couldn't even intimidate it. You couldn't stop it from setting up max airstreams. The Ogre's gonna protect, okay. Nothing is Dynamaxing yet. Reflect is going up. I give it to my opponent. They're giving it their all here. But if there's anything we learned about Zacian, is that Reflect doesn't matter when you click Behemoth Blade. Like, no matter what, my opponent doesn't have a good Dynamax option, because even then the Zacian was gonna break through and pop the Grimmsnarl through Dynamax, right? Because that's just what Behemoth Blade does. Nevertheless, we got a Zacian, we got a Rillaboom staring down at an Ogre, and now their Tailwind just ran out. So I think it's pretty safe to say this one's calling it. This one's looking pretty dunzo. I think if they Dynamaxed that Yveltal, I don't think I would have won. Speaking of Dynamax, here we go, I guess. Here's the Dynamax that we were looking for. It's the Ogre. Let's see if Ogre through Reflect can live this. I highly doubt, but I've seen some crazy things in Pokemon. I mean, granted, I am not max attack on this Rilla, but this is still Rilla. Yep, okay. All right, GG's, Ogre. Man, that's why you should never bring Ogre if you see Rilla. It's such a hard counter, and if the player is good, they just hold it in the back, right? And here you have the Dragapult team. Honestly, a lot of fun with Dragapult. We actually got to use it in every single battle, which is also, you know, pretty awesome. We got to Dynamax in one of them. We got to use it as a Will-O-Wisp user in the other. So I think we got to use all facets of the team, thankfully. We brought the Thundurus because we love Thundurus. The Rillaboom did well for us today. Not so much Incin, but hey, Incin, everyone knows is a good Pokemon. You don't need me to show you why it's good. And, you know, Sword Dog is Sword Dog. I was looking at... this team is from the Liverpool Regionals, but I was looking at the EUIC. It looks like so much Sword Dog squeezed through top 64. I was honestly impressed. There was at least 3 times as many Sword Dog as Rinya teams or as Sun teams in general, which is super crazy to consider. But it's just kind of funny how there were so many top teams with Sword Dog, but the one that won was Rinya. But regardless... that's the rental code. Make sure to grab it while it's out. Thank you so much, Paul, for the team. I'll make sure to link Paul's stuff down below in the description. Of course, congratulations for your top, what was it? Top 28? Your 28th place finish in Liverpool. That's definitely a feat, honestly, getting top 2 in a major regional. But yeah, regardless, that's the Dragapult team. If you guys enjoyed, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you guys again tomorrow for another video. I'm Kevin, Pokésports. Have a great night. Peace out. Bye-bye.